This meeting is held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act 10:4-6 at SEEK. Annual notice having been forwarded to the New Jersey Herald and the New Jersey Sunday Herald and posted on the bulletin board maintained in the municipal building for public comment. Will you please rise and join me in salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence.
Mr. Sharilla? Mr. Diamond?
Yes.
Mr. Academy? Ms. Crock? Here. Councilman Kukovich?
Here.
Mr. Mezzalewski?
Here.
Mr. Rossi?
Here.
Chairman Wright?
Here.
Ms. Snow? Here. Mr. Taylor?
Here.
Mr. Wagner? Mayor Galati?
Next item is minutes. The motion is in order to approve the minutes of the July 22nd, 2025 meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Sharilla? I'm sorry. Mr. Diamond?
Yes.
Ms. Crock?
Yes.
Councilman Kukovich?
Yes.
Mr. Mezzalewski?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Abstain.
Chairman Wright?
Yes.
Ms. Snow?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Okay, next item is resolutions. We have one resolution, Robert Devine, block 50411, lot 8.08. The hearing date is July 8th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve that resolution?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Diamond?
Yes.
Ms. Crock?
Yes.
Councilman Kukovich?
Yes.
Mr. Mezzalewski?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Abstain.
Chairman Wright?
Yes.
Ms. Snow?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Okay. Our next item on the agenda is bills. Mont McDonald, Dolan and Dolan, New Jersey Herald, Van Cleef. Do I have a motion to pay the bill?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Diamond?
Yes.
Ms. Crock?
Yes.
Councilman Kukovich?
Yes.
Mr. Mezzalewski?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Chairman Wright?
Yes.
Ms. Snow?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Okay, next item is zoning officer's report. Bill?
Yes, yep, I have two quick ones, hopefully.
Go ahead.
The Elite Preparatory Academy, formerly Hudson Max School, they have a zoning permit in, and, what they want to do is the play area, which is already in macadam, they want to just turn it into two pickleball courts and a basketball court. The handout that you hopefully you all had show is the existing asphalt playground. Actually, the basketball court's been there quite a while.
Yep, I used to play on it.
And the pickleball, it's really just lining the blacktop and, putting up the nets. And of course, they're gonna redo the fence. So I just wanted to make sure the board didn't consider this a
I don't
site
see it.
plan issue.
I don't see a site plan issue.
They're staying in the same footprint.
Same
right?
footprint, no expansion of lot coverage. It's simply really just changing the lines on the ground and some net where the nets are placed.
Carry on.
Then the second one is 116 Wellston Trail. This was initially approved back in 2021. There's been several owners down in the progression of the property. The present individual's done the zoning permit. It's not triggering any new variances. It's exactly the same sizes. I mean, the elevation, the window placements have changed a little bit. The only thing, which again doesn't trigger a variance, but where on the front page you had the farmer's porch. Very basically, that was what was stamped and approved originally. What they're doing now is they're putting a deck on top of that. It's only a 5 or 6 foot deck, but it's a base where, the deck is there and it doesn't trigger any variances, but I wanted the board to be aware that I was about ready to approve it.
I don't see a problem. Anyone else?
Thank you.
Old business. Do we have any old business to discuss?
Yes.
No. New business. New business. We have no continued applications. The first new application tonight is Wu Yin Ye and Edward Garcia,
What was that? My
Five.
name? No.
527 Nuricon Ave. Mr. Garcia here?
Yeah.
You get to come forward.
I apologize.
Hello, everyone.
You're gonna be the only one,
You
see
swear
the
to
only
tes-
one, Bill, to give testimony to this?
Is anyone else going to testify besides you?
That's my wife here, but, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. You wanna come, we're coming.
Just in case.
Just in case,
Okay.
back up.
Raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. State your name, sir.
Edwin Garcia?
Okay, and you're a property owner?
Yes.
Oh,
You are a property owner as well?
yes,
Good boss.
Tell the board what you'd like to do.
So we like to do this house on, we are low coverage, the paper road. We are a little close to the paper road, like, I think like 7 feet to the paper road. So we need to put the driveway on the paper road. We want to come on the back side of the property, the 527 side, if that's possible. And I think that's it, basically.
You wanna bring the driveway in off of the Riddick?
Yeah, because it's very close to the property, yeah.
That component of the driveway and the unimproved, that's similar to what we discussed 2 weeks ago at the last application. An extension of a semi-improved. It's essentially a common driveway.
Yeah.
Right now. So that would be a condition for the applicant to go to the governing body, ask for a license for the driveway in the area as opposed to improving the right of way to a municipal standard for us to accept. So consistent with kind of how we dealt with this in the last application, extending to what is the last lot that will be a viable building lot in that paper street, and then addressing it through a license for a driveway as opposed to the public improvement and us as a borough accepting the road.
I mean, I don't have a real site plan,
There's
I mean, I have this,
a soil moving plan,
yeah.
Yep,
one sheet. Summarizing the improvement. Our analysis of the zoning variances was consistent with Bill's. Looking non-conforming in the minimum lot width. And then concern over lot fronting upon a street and being on an unimproved street. What we dealt with 2 weeks ago, critical slope areas.
Stormwater management.
The driveway requirements, off-street parking, retaining wall, and minimum front yard setback. There are some technical comments in our letter that relate to details for, there is a proposed rain garden in the rear, nearest lakeside. But everything that's on the soil moving plan is more conceptually laid out by the engineer as opposed to the more complete design. So I think what's in front of you is the land use component of the variances, and then the rest would be satisfaction of my letter as a condition of approval, essentially, for the engineer when they go to seek building permits to satisfy the engineering requirements.
So they're only asking for the road paved in?
In the roadway, I was speaking to the whole application, and then that last part, in the unimproved road, they're proposing a driveway that would then connect to the other substandard improved section of the roadway. So without doing the research on when we accepted what sections of the road, I would look at the southerly section of the unimproved road is probably common driveways that should all be in the same agreement with the borough, a license to have your driveway in a paper street area.
They just have to provide proofs that the driveway will be safe for emergency vehicles, and of course, that'll be through the borough, so that'll be established there.
Right.
But any utilities are gonna have to be brought out to that right away and brought up to.
Exactly, and so they're proposing gas and water on the plan now. The sewer connection. It's not shown on the plan, but they're also not showing the septic,
We need, yeah, the sewer there, so.
right? So there's sewer in that area, they can.
Yeah,
they can
back
run
on the
that out
front
as
and
well.
the front and the back.
Sewer and public water, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah, there's sanitary out in Lakeside.
To the front, yeah.
Well, I don't think they'll go that way. I think they'll pump it up the other way, because I don't think you even wanna go on the lower half of the property, you're not even gonna touch, correct? More or less the lower-
Yeah, just the sewer line, I was thinking going that
They
way,
just
because,
didn't call it.
you know, gravity.
That dark dash black line, I believe is actually going out through the sanitary.
Yeah,
Because either way, even if they went down to Lakeside, it's still a force main there, so they would still have to,
so how to put it
you
from,
still have to put a grinder. pump.
Yeah, yeah.
It's easier to go up the hill and closer for them.
Pump up the hill.
yeah, okay.
All right, so you're in receipt of this letter from the engineer? Did you get that copy of that?
Yes.
So you're
Well,
willing
in the
to,
email, right? Is it email?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
so you're willing to comply with all his requirements in this letter? Anybody from the board have any questions? Ms. Apple? Dave, good? No, okay. I'm gonna open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board. A motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, second? With the stipulation that you comply with everything in his letter.
As well as the license.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're getting the license.
Mhm.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Ms. Croft,
Yes.
Councilman Kuzinich,
Yes.
Mr. Mezzalewski,
Yes.
Mr. Rossi.
Yes.
Chairman Wright,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, you're right away.
You-
Right
you can
away.
ask
2
if-
years waiting, right away.
You can ask if the resolution be waived, to speed it up. If you want to.
Okay,
You can make that request now.
okay. So the resolution be waived?
Do I have a motion to waive the resolution?
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Ms. Croft,
Yes.
Councilman Kuzinich,
Yes.
Mr. Mezzalewski,
Yes.
Mr. Rossi.
Yes.
Chairman Wright,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
All right, we're good to go.
Right away, yes. I have it in the car.
He's sitting in the parking
Good luck.
lot.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Everybody invited when I'm moving. I'm a cook, so. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Got it, thank you. Next application is the Village Marina LLC. Block 30701, lot 810 West River 6 Road.
Good evening, everyone, Chairman, members of the board, Ronald S. Heyman Fletcher on behalf of the Village Marina LLC.
This is a D variance, so only the,
And my right is Mr. Petroselli from the Village Marina, so Mr. Hagerty swears him in.
please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And sit with your name, please.
Anthony?
Spell your last name.
Petuccelli.
How are you affiliated with Village Marina?
I purchased it.
He's a member of the LLC,
Yeah,
Bill.
member of the
So,
LLC.
Yes.
yeah, so you are the member of the LLC and you're the managing member of the
Yes.
LLC, correct? So let's just give them a little bit of the basic background before we go into it. This is a property comprised of a marina, correct?
Mhm.
That's a yes, right?
Yes.
And it's also, you have some rental properties there.
Yes.
And if everyone, I think it'll make it easier for us if you open up the Lakeland surveying map, the survey that we provided. You retained Lakeland, I believe, to do the survey, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is the layout of the property as it exists today, correct?
That is the layout.
So let's go to the upper, does everybody have that before I get rolling ahead of you guys?
Yes.
Okay. So can you just describe the photos that are up in the, there's 1, 2, there's 3 homes, what are those?
This is a rental. Yeah, this is a dilapidated building.
Okay.
We want to rebuild.
Okay. So you're gonna rebuild some of the buildings that are already on.
Yeah,
this
we
map.
want to,
In the first three photos, you're going to keep
All
going
of them.
from top to bottom. You're going to keep the top two and demolish the third one. Is that-
One in the
the
middle, I
one in
believe.
the middle.
That one's. the-
That one, we want to keep the same footprint, just making it, rebuild it, and making it an additional story.
So if you look at the map, the Lakeland surveying map that I have in front of me, the property that you would like to take down is, why don't you point to it
This,
first?
this would be.
The
this is-
shed.
This dilapidated building.
Did
This,
you hold that?
Yeah.
What is it? Okay.
this is a dilapidated building, we want to knock it down. There is a piece of it, it's just it's kind of a facade, it's like a movie set, it's just the front of a garage, there's no back of the garage, it's just a single wall that there's some electrical equipment mounted to. And then this is, we call it the red house, this is an 18 by 33 building, we want to knock it down and rebuild it in the same footprint, making it an additional story.
So, and what's the intended use of?
I want
that?
to use it for myself and
You
our
gonna-
family, yeah, it's our family to be at the lake, yeah.
To be at the lake?
Yeah.
And so I'm
So
gonna
it'll be a
get,
second home.
I'm gonna get to that in a second. So I think you retain an architect. or
Yeah,
maybe you
there,
can
we have
yourself.
one on standby, yes.
And I think we also supplied everybody with some plans. Want me to mark these things? or-
Well, you did submit this.
Yeah, I did
survey.
submit it. Yeah, the survey was submitted. I think the plans were submitted also.
Yeah.
So just briefly so the board knows, just discuss, you're gonna knock down the one building. And in the same footprint you want to.
Go back.
Go back.
Yes, this is 18 by 30, the exact same size.
Okay, and how many bedrooms is it?
It
Just
would be 2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms, all right, and I believe a garage with a breezeway, I think is,
No breezeway, it's not connected.
Not
It's
connected.
Just a detached, that might be a ways off, though, I don't know.
okay. And there are several variances, I know that when you permitted, Mr. Donegan provided us a rejection letter.
You have the rendering?
And real small writing that I can't read that well, because Bill is like taking advantage of my age, and so the writing gets
We wanna see
smaller.
this also?
Oh, why don't you show that? Okay,
This
so
is what we want it to become.
we can go over a little closer, maybe they can all see. That's the intended,
That's what we want it to become.
I dropped Bill, I'm blind this morning. looking at
This
that.
this would be.
The rendering is very accurate.
Yeah, we have a picture.
Oh, you did? Okay, great.
Got it.
I think along with this application, there are several variances. There's a front yard variance, or as you can see on the survey, and it's pre-existing on the existing home that's there, correct? I'm gonna show this map again. So on the first, near River Styx Road here, this property right here, I think the setback is 25 feet for the code and you're 12 feet. So it's a pre-existing, you're not, this house is remaining, correct? It's
Yes.
remaining as a rental.
Yes.
So we-
Survey seems to show it.
I think you're right, 18, yeah, yeah, but we still missed.
Right.
So we need a variance for that, and I believe there's a rear yard setback variance, as Mr. Donegan pointed out. I think it's 20 feet in the rear yard, and we have 18 feet, I believe was on. I think that's right, Bill? Somebody said, I couldn't, like you said. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Okay. There's a retaining wall. So can you show where's the retaining wall located on the
On the
property?
street,
Yeah, what, yes,
or the one on the street? This is
that's the only one, right?
Yes, other than the bulkhead, yeah, it's out here.
Okay, so I think that was, do you know how old the property is by any chance?
How old the
Yeah.
property is? It's pretty old.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Okay. So we need a variance for the retaining wall, and then there's a structure within 50 feet of the lake. So this last home that you have down here, I sort of scaled it off today.
These two?
Yeah,
Okay,
so Bill, I think they're about 40 feet. I scaled it off today. It's about, so we need a variance on that.
But you're taking the garage down, that's fine.
Yes.
make that go away.
You got 4 houses now, you're gonna end up with 4 houses. You're gonna keep 3 of them exactly the way they are now. One you're gonna take down and replace with a 2-story home.
Yes, sir.
And that's the essence of the application.
That is the
Yeah, and
essence.
the garage.
So the
And the
garage,
garage goes though.
yeah.
Pardon-
no,
no,
the proposed-
He's gonna build a garage with that.
So the proposed garage. is
24 by
going-
38.
24 by 38.
It's gonna be
That's
part and
go-
parcel
That's
of
gonna
the
go
residential structure.
attached to the
Um,
story dwelling
It's
towards the south.
sketched on, it's sketched on,
They have attached.
yeah, it's sketched on this one.
Oh, there's another map.
On that. Maybe have- Yeah, okay.
Attach the garage to the
No,
building.
no, it's only 14 feet.
Where's that?
Breezeway, or is that attached to the main structure?
It's in one of your.
Separate?
It's one of, oh, here it is. No, here it is. It's this
No, the
one.
structure.
And there was a garage there before, right?
There's,
That's
it's
showing-
just a, it's a partial building. We want to put it right here.
There's only a little tiny facade left of
Yeah,
it.
there's a little tiny facade. It's just a,
So it could be detached.
it's a.
Okay, it's
yeah,
not gonna be
we want
attached to the
14
structure.
feet.
Can we enter this?
Yeah, you've got marked here, it looks like a little box, building removed. Is that where-
Essentially what they're putting.
is that where, is that where it is?
Yes.
Building removed? So is it two-car garage or?
Yeah, it's like a, yeah, it's like a two-car garage. It's an elevation.
You want,
It's been a long time.
Well, it's 24 by 38.
Is it replacing 24 by 38? No, or how could it be on the same thing? Garage is the
This is the house. I think.
What you just showed is the one with the writing on it. that I
So I
like.
think, why don't we,
you
why
want, yeah,
don't
let's
we
mark
have,
that.
we'll have that marked and entered,
Yeah, that's fine.
and then
We're gonna
we'll
mark
have
this.
them show that to you, so you can understand the location.
Is it different
Mark is
the other?
survey wanted to go.
It's a
Full
survey
size
with,
copy.
with a sketch of where they
Oh,
propose
yeah.
this would be.
The Jeffrey F. Serrano from Lakeland survey, and the applicant is marked on the survey. Home and the garage dimensions, 14 feet and 24 by 38. So this will be
Came to
A1.
you for the other night, that wasn't part of the application.
Sure, that's basically the application. Everything else is pre-existing and has been there. Marina and all these homes.
What do we have for parking there? I mean, as far as for the marina, how many parking spots?
There's no really marked off parking. People, they park against the fence. Once that building comes down and creates more parking.
We both sit to them.
So, 23.
So you have up
So-
to 23,
23.
so you would have in theory a maximum of 23 cars trying to park there,
It's people, yeah, it's never a lot of
Plus the
cars there.
tenants.
plus the
Plus the
tenants.
tenants.
Yeah, there's never a lot of cars there. And there's parking across the street. I think it's a public parking.
But all the slips are full,
I'm sorry.
all the slips are full, but
Yes.
nobody comes.
People come, but I go there because I have a boat there also.
Hmm.
Do you
Yeah,
rent
you
the
never
slips?
see the,
Do you
yes.
rent the slips for the season? Is that
They see
for the season?
There's no repairs of the slips, right? There's no repair work there at the marina.
There's some of the.
They can do their own.
planks, Yeah, the
Yeah.
planks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, repairs the planks and stuff.
Mr. Petroselli, didn't the one frame garage, wasn't it, that was used for repairs, to my knowledge?
The one building,
One
Yes,
down by the water.
that was used for repairs.
this one, we rebuilt this building. It was sinking. All the buildings. were-
No, I'm asking about the frame garage you're taking down. That was used for repairs, correct?
For boat repairs?
Yes.
Not that I know.
It wa- it
Maybe in
was.
the past.
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't know about it.
Anthony,
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, I'm sorry.
You're removing this structure?
No, that stays.
This structure's staying, the garage is going.
Yeah, get rid of that.
Okay, what else? Is there anything? So,
And then we wanted to knock this down and we make 2-story in the same footprint.
okay, so
That's existing. This would-
these are pre-existing,
this would be
non-conforming
repaired.
from the old days.
Yes, sir.
So you're gonna take down this one structure and rebuild it,
Yes.
all right? And you have no designated parking for your clients?
There, it's marked over here to tenant, and then this lady parks straight here and this one parks.
But you have nothing designated particularly for parking here, right? This is a B1 zone, sir?
Yes.
Counselor,
definitely.
B1 zone?
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry, did you have some, because I had a few more.
Anything coming back?
Keep going.
Come back over.
So-
Picking them up.
What you're gonna be doing is taking down the structure and you're gonna be expanding it, and the garage is a separate structure. So you're increasing the amount of structures on the property
We
now.
would, this goes away forever.
right?
And then there's.
But as far as residential,
You're adding a second story to the home that was a one-story home.
Correct.
It's an expansion of the non-conforming.
right, and there's also the
Residential
addition of a
uses are
garage,
home.
which is not attached to the house, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
So,
So the garage that's being demoed on the north end by the marina is being rebuilt on the south end in front of the home.
That's correct.
I guess, and this garage. will
What is
be
the size of that
exclusively-
little garage by the water?
Anthony, come back over here so I can at least
Yeah.
figure out what we're doing
Is
here.
this garage going to be exclusively for your replacement home?
I'll give you
That's all,
this.
it's not gonna be used for the marina at all, it's exclusively for your
I
replacement home.
would, yeah, it would be for my family, it would just be a second home.
But the garage is
The
only gonna
garage
be
only
used
for
for the
that.
home.
Oh, we would just use the garage for it
Exclusively for
first.
the replacement home.
And I think it should,
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, well, we wouldn't like rent it or anything, is that what you mean?
Well,
No,
you've
he
got
means
other
you-
houses on the property. Are you
Yes.
going to use it just for the house that you're replacing?
Yes,
yeah, Anthony, listen to my question. So we're giving that information that we're not doing. So I want to make sure we're clear. Sharon asks, how big is this property that you're taking down, this little shed over there? You have an idea?
I never measured it,
Can you give an estimate on that?
it's probably this big and maybe 12 by this, about that.
it's small.
So it's
Yeah,
not 24 by 38,
No.
not even half of that.
it might be 24 by 12, 14.
And the garage is right, is gonna go on the other side of this, of like the building that you're knocking down that you plan on redoing for your own use. The garage is gonna go to the, if you're looking at the property from this angle, it's gonna go to the right, is that correct?
Yeah, exactly where it
Right.
shows that.
Okay. And when I ask that question, I don't care about any repairs you may be making to the dock. There's no, the boat, the people that rent boats, there's no repairs, there's no shop there for them to make. Nobody does,
No.
that's what I mean.
No.
Okay, it's just,
They
you're just
just come
renting
with their
slips.
boats, they take their
Right.
boats out.
And they rent them out, that's it. You're
And
just
they
renting
rent them out.
23 slips.
And yeah,
And you said there's parking across the street from this property?
there's, I believe that's a public parking lot now.
Is that being used by the people who they come down to get their boat slips?
I rarely see cars there,
Anywhere?
right?
I believe that belongs to the school system, that parking lot.
It does, not only that, but it also is part of the condos too.
It was the redevelopment plan, it was established for the redevelopment plan.
There was some additional
Yes.
parking added
Yes.
for overflow for that.
Yeah, it was part of
Condo, but yeah.
the master plan, part of the redevelopment that we negotiated.
I don't know if it's parking for,
I don't either,
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Public use,
yeah,
or if it's dedicated to those uses.
Yeah.
Exist.
Right,
I don't know if
primarily
that's-
it belongs to the school system, correct?
well, I don't know if they could take 10 spots and say there's 10 people that were there in the marina and parked over there. I don't know what the,
With the shared parking.
I'm sorry,
agreement,
yes, what the
perhaps.
agreement is.
Your survey from Lakeland
Okay.
Survey shows your driveway configurations. You're proposing a new two-car garage, but you don't have any depiction of how that's going to be accessed through a driveway.
Okay,
So there's going to be some increase in impervious coverage, and I
Along with,
don't know whether you're coming straight down from River Styx Road into that garage, or whether you're coming from the driveway.
It comes from the driveway.
along with the,
Yeah.
This is driving to the side of the one frame, the story,
Mhm.
yes?
Yeah, we hadn't thought about parking cars in there or anything.
You're
We're
not gonna
actually,
use the garage for parking cars?
we're just gonna keep the snow removal equipment and
So you're
The
saying
garage
you're
was
not
kind
gonna-
of-
you're not gonna construct a driveway to the garage?
no, well, that was not the plan though. And if it's not allowed, then of course we wouldn't.
so, Mr. Petroselli, this is a marina.
Yes, sir.
This is in a B2 zone or B1 zone, council?
I don't think it's a mixed use, I think it's a B1, yeah.
It's a B1 zone?
Yeah.
All right, so
it's got a mixed use on the property.
So we have mixed
the
use.
property, the residential structures that are there are pre-existing non-conforming from
Correct.
prior to zoning. But you want to expand
Yes,
one of these structures larger than what exists now,
Well,
correct?
same footprint, but the building will be larger, yes.
But, and
expand by going up to.
Yeah, we're
And-
expanding by going up.
so we're increasing this property, and also, I'll be candid with you. There should be some designated parking for the marina. And also now you're expanding one of the structures, and this is a non-conforming. The only reason that the other structures are there were prior to zoning. So you're expanding a non-conforming,
Correct.
all right,
The existing home that you're going to replace with a two-story home, is the existing home a two-bedroom home?
It's, I don't know what it was. It's.
What is it now,
It's like
though?
gutted inside.
It's not.
I don't know what it was.
All right,
Is it rented now?
No.
Okay,
no,
it's
goodness
not,
gracious,
okay.
It's dilapidated.
Dilapidated,
It's not
okay.
habitable.
all right.
Mr. Petroselli, what is the occupancy for the other dwellings, the one stories?
One lady lives here.
How many bedrooms are in each one?
Single, one.
They're
One-
all pretty small. I don't think
Okay.
it could be more than one bedroom.
Yeah,
I-
they're just
one
one.
All right, so is there any designated parking for them?
Yeah, they park here. And there's designated right here. There's two spots.
But it's not on your survey.
It's not, no, it's not.
All right, and there's no dedicated parking, so to speak. You said they line up against the fence?
Yeah, they park, all the marina people go park here and this building would be gone, so they could park here.
All right,
It's never
So
crowded.
what you're pointing at is down by the marina where that driveway is down. Down by the water.
Take this,
In this,
they park here, heading this way.
this,
No, we don't want to park because that's if somebody wants to back up, but you know, that has to. But they said. You know, but once this is gone, this will be.
if they park there in the marina, it's taking away your parking space for your tenant houses, isn't it?
no, they stay, they
No,
stay.
because there's a sign on it.
Yeah.
It's not the park that it's.
This is gone.
But they.
Yeah, I got
that.
So
The only other question, I'm sorry, to harp on this, with all the residential structures and the marina. And you said how many, possible boat rentals? are there?
23.
This is 23.
23, and then there's, with these two, 25 at minimum. I'm concerned about the parking issue and also emergency services trying to get in if there's a boat fire or something. Because you're saying that the cars are gonna be parked along the fence line, sir?
Yes,
And you said it's not usual where they have 25, 24 cars or anything like that.
I'm there a lot. I'm there a couple times a week and I'm the same, the boats are there all the time, very few boats.
Mr. Petroselli,
I mean, as surely as
Mr.
possible.
Petroselli, do you know how long the marina's been in existence there?
The marina's been in existence maybe since the 50s or
Since the
40s.
Yes.
So the parking's been the ongoing situation all along. I mean, people either park there somehow, either around the tenancies, which is assume the one dilapidated building at one time was used as a rental or somebody was living there, correct?
I would imagine.
And so
Yes.
somehow the parking has worked its way out through all these.
In the 50s and 60s, there was no designated parking. I used it back then, and
It seems like it's the
it's
same.
consistent where people just park willy-nilly. Sorry for the loss of a proper term.
No, I think willy-nilly is about right, so.
You know, it was, and there was, I'm talking in 50s and 60s, there was no pavement except down by the launch area where I believe that was cement. All right, I'm sorry. Thank you.
So, coming into tonight's hearing, I had an expectation from your application that your planner, Jessica Caldwell, was gonna be here to address the D variance. With having no site plan submitted, I was going to recommend to the board that we hear the initial testimony from the applicant, hear the professional planner regarding the use variance. And then we would have really no choice but to bifurcate the site plan because there's considerations of parking and other things that while they were an existing nonconformity, they're being exacerbated and modified in relationship to each other, the two uses, the marina and the residentials. And so while there may not have been a standard at the time when the homes went in, the marina went in, now they're subject to current zoning. So I believe the board needs at least the planning professional to provide the D variance proofs and a discussion of the mixed use on the property and how they can correlate the parking demand and other things, along with some consideration of the site plan.
Yeah, me and Ms. Caldwell is going in 20 directions and, you know, it's summertime, we couldn't get her here, so we figured we'd start tonight. See how far we could get, and then after hearing, we didn't get a report, so, you know, we didn't know everything was gonna go on. Obviously, we were aware it was a D1, it was a D variance, so, you know, she knows, so
Right.
we'll bring her in and maybe we can resolve some of
And
the issues
just for
regarding parking.
clarification, particularly with the parking issue, it's resolved that the school parking is not a general parking area for anybody who wants to park there, or just for clarity, so, you know,
Yeah,
this,
I don't, well,
is-
I think we have to get clarification on that, for sure.
Right. I mean,
Who regulates that? Who's in charge of, or whatever? You know, Bill?
Well, I'm thinking it would lead, it would play back to the site plan approvals for the,
The condos.
the redevelopment approvals that have occurred so far. As far as, I don't know whether there was any pecking. Mr. Haggerty, do you remember, was there any pecking order or any?
No, we have to go back and look at those documents. I don't know that there was a pecking order, frankly. But I do know that when there was some development, there was testimony that we may have parking available there. I don't know whether it was ever locked in committing those spaces to any particular project, but certainly there was justification for the project based upon parking being there. Now, this use hasn't changed, but we kind of said parking willy-nilly along the property line. There should be, for the board, there should be some illustration on this and some identification of the number of spaces, some delineation there to make this project make sense.
that's fine.
so, I mean, based on what was submitted, or perhaps rather with the application, it seemed apparent that you were gonna be here tonight for the use discussion bifurcated from the site plan, because there was no site plan. And, you know, with the planner, I think we could have addressed the bulk of that, and then we could perhaps vote on that bifurcated issue. Otherwise, I would recommend amend the application to include a submission of site plan in some capacity here. Formalize more than just the sketch, but identifying the parking areas that are available to each of the dwelling structures, the access in and out of the new garage to that existing driveway, and then how you would accommodate the parking for the marina.
Is that garage gonna be attached for the breezeway?
no, it would be,
Separate.
I have.
and also the issue regarding fire safety,
Sure.
the issue of, because if I recall from prior meetings, our marine fire boats cannot get under the River Styx Bridge or anywhere near, you know, the beach club, so only road-based fire equipment is possible there, which would be acute for a marina, you know, they would not be able to get in through the water, right?
Yeah,
I think to evaluate the use aspect, we really do need some understanding of the parking arrangement rather than
because you're gonna have
to understand
yes.
the justification for a use variance. If you grant it and they come in later, then it's already done. So I think it would behoove the board to
So
have that
I think we're looking for a site plan and the planner to be present.
You don't have any objection if we use the survey as the site plan, as long as we can put on there parking, am I correct? I wanna make sure you're not asking me.
Accurately scratch.
Yeah, it has to all be
Yeah,
Should be
to scale or
To scale.
to scale, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's to the extent that you believe.
that they can
Future
do.
testimony at the carry hearing would be that there are limited improvements to the asphalt and gravel driveway areas to accommodate both uses on the property, the intensification, all of that. Then yes, I think you could sketch on it, but
Okay.
if there are gonna be more substantial improvements than the gravel driveway extended to the new garage and some.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I think it needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sketch on this. I just wanna make sure that if I go back to Lakeland and tell them what I need to do, if they're able to do it, then I'm gonna use the survey. If they're not, then I know they'll have to go grab an engineer to do that. I just wanna make sure, you know, where we're going.
I think it's a good idea, moving forward with the property down the road here. I have a site plan of what's here, like
I hear you, and, you know, as I said, I spoke to Jessica 2 days ago, and she said she couldn't find a fill-in, and, you know, I said, then let me go and start it, because it's been a long time since we put the application in, and I wanted to at least get some testimony in, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I saw you want to
Oh.
ask for a,
I want to table it.
able to when, do you have an idea? I mean,
Well, what's your calendar? I don't think I'll get somebody to get this done that quickly, so.
you tell us, you want it
Is it
September,
September date?
October? Whatever.
September 2nd or September 16th?
What was the second one?
16th?
Yeah, let's try for that one. If I can't make it, I'll, you know, we can't get it done, we'll have to extend it. No further, notice, we're okay with that? Okay,
Yeah, no, we don't have to renotice or anything, no additional notice.
okay.
If there's any member of the public here,
Yeah, any member of the public that was here to comment on this application, it's been postponed till September 16th, so at that time, you can come back. So we're not renoticing it. We should close the testimony. We're not gonna have any public testimony on this.
so no member of the
Yeah,
public
no.
indicated they wanted to address this application.
Yeah.
So close to the public.
Close it to the public.
And the board is going to carry this to the September 16th meeting at the applicant's request without further notice.
That's it. Do we have to vote on that, Bill? Okay, a motion to postpone this application
the motion.
till September 16th.
Mr. Diamond?
2 weeks postponement, yes.
Ms. Crock?
Yes.
Mr. Matzalewski?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Chairman Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
See you on the 16th.
I'm back on the next application. You're gonna see me right now, yeah. Sorry.
Really?
Seeing me again. Two for, you'll get that too.
Okay, the next application is Polar Properties, block 30701, lot 1014 West River Styx Road.
Let me report that.
Yeah, I thought they already went out.
What's this one on?
That's the same thing.
What's for this? Oh, just for this?
There's no reason they can report.
Okay, okay.
Use only, based on what you
Yeah, I
said,
know.
right? You knew you were coming with a plan.
I figured you'd bill it.
Believe it or not, there are people that are more busy than Jessica Caldwell.
Yeah, good, okay. Well, hold on to this. She just got quick. Okay,
You want to swear him in?
I have two witnesses.
The testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
I do.
You first, sir.
My first name is Radim, Radim, last name Kuchera, Kucera.
And you're.
I am professional engineer in the state of New Jersey, licensed professional.
License is current, you testified before boards in the past.
I have not testified before this board, but before many boards throughout New Jersey.
Your name, sir.
Richard Howard, Howard Properties.
Correct.
All right, tell us what you want to do.
Mr. Howard, you are the member of the Howard Properties LLC.
Yes.
And along with Green Tree, you've been developing this whole area, am I correct?
Correct.
You're a member of the Green Tree Group too.
Right.
But this is different. This is only owned by Howard Properties. So this is across the street from the Green Tree property.
One of them.
One of them, right. So this is block 30701, lot 10, and it's in the B1 zone. Just give the board, there's some existing homes there, right?
Yes.
How many?
There's 3 units there now,
2 rental units?
3 rentals, yeah.
And the proposed,
Separate buildings.
two
No, there's
separate.
2 separate buildings, 1 duplex and 1 single.
Yeah. And which we'll get into, your goal here is to demolish those buildings and to construct a new 3-family, 1 separate.
Single building.
Single building.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's about it. Although
3 for 3 spots.
I can use you for something else. You heard the testimony in the previous application about parking. Is the parking that we're talking about, the parking that we've been working on with this town for years?
Yes, yeah, we
Okay.
developed that parking lot. And that parking lot was part of the Green Tree initial application for the 1 building there, which was, I think, deficient by 2 spots. And I think we added 30-some spots because for future growth. So half of that property is owned by the school half of it's owned by the municipality, and we donated it to everybody.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I know there were some questions that came about parking in the last application. I didn't want to bring Mr. Hall up. For Mr. Kuchera, do you need me to go through a CV bill, or are you okay with him as a licensed engineer in the
Not
state?
the licensed engineer in the state of New Jersey, who testified before land use boards.
Yeah.
Actually preparing these plans.
Yes, that's correct.
Does the chair have any questions beyond that?
Okay. Mr. Kuchera, why don't you go ahead and go through your, what I guess what we've submitted and go from there.
Okay, so the property I'm here to testify about is the plot 371, lot 10. Location of the property is on the west River Styx Road, approximately 200 to 150 feet from the intersection of West River Styx Road and River Styx Road, County Road 607. The property is surrounded on both sides by residential developments. And across the street, there's a commercial development fronting the County Road 607 with the parking to the back of it. The existing situation pretty much was wrapped up in the previous speech, which is two existing buildings, one-story building in the middle of the property, and the other one is two-story building. This one is duplex, the other one is single family.
So two families and
the-
one, two families are in the one building
That's
and
correct,
one
yes.
family, so three families total,
Three
three rental properties or whatever.
units.
Yes, okay.
And then auxiliary buildings like these two sheds. Right now, the situation in terms of zoning is that the taller building, two-story building is in violation of the setback, whether you're using business B1 zone requirements or residential requirements. The intention is to, as we heard before, to raise both these buildings, remove them, including those auxiliary buildings, and build one centralized, larger building, triplex, basically replacing these units in kind. The existing properties are, existing buildings are being, using the on-site well, potable wells, and they are discharging sewage into the force main presently located within the West River Styx Road right away. The heating is being provided by oil in those buildings.
And for the two-story building, or the two-family building, is that two sewer connections or one?
That I would actually ask Rich if he can help me with that.
The existing
one-story
two-family,
building-
is that, how's the sewer connection to that?
Is it
There's
two?
there's one pump, all three are connected individually.
So they are getting to one, they are
Okay.
tied into the same pit and pumped from there into the.
We pay three sewer uses.
Okay.
We didn't do the underground,
Okay.
survey of the property.
The connection is one single connection.
One single
Paying for
connection.
three units.
There's one connection.
Yeah, three EDUs, to
Yes.
one, yeah.
Same as across the street.
Right.
There's 20 units, 80 units across the street.
Right.
Connection.
Right, so there's no
That's fine.
secondary sewer line connection to abandon.
Then
No, no one.
We're just reusing the one,
the new one's gonna be the same way, correct?
That's correct. Yeah,
reusing, yeah,
same thing.
from the plant.
It's a, to be pumped into the force main.
We'll go with that.
Apart from the buildings, the buildings are being served by driveways, it's a gravel, compacted gravel. The one-story building on the easterly side, north easterly side of the property, and the two-story building in this southerly corner of the property. As far as topography, just quickly, the front of the property drains onto the road. The back of the property towards the lake, proposed conditions will be the same. We're trying to pretty much copy the existing conditions. So this would be as far as the existing conditions on the site. The property is almost half an acre in terms of area. So if nobody has any questions regarding existing conditions, I would turn the page. This is basically what we're proposing. Triplex building in the center of the property. And we took the liberty to actually use zoning of R1 zone, which is the zone surrounding this B1 zone all around. Property itself is within the B1 zone, and we need use variance. But it's a pre-existing use, and we are not trying to actually enhance it or some,
Expand it.
There's no
Make it-
expansion.
Thank you. The building, people might be actually thinking, what is the point to build on the property? When I start talking about.
Can I interrupt you just right now, you've got two residential structures, total of 3 units. How many bedrooms do you have in the structures that are there now?
Rich, you know, how many bedrooms?
I think one is a 3-bedroom and the other 2.
And the proposed units are all 2 bedrooms.
So you're gonna have 4 bedrooms with a new duplex. So the duplex will have 2 bedrooms.
So it's gonna be
Six.
Six.
Total.
It's 3 units, Bill.
So there's no expansion.
Oh,
of
it's
it.
3 units.
It's three, the new-
It's a triplex.
Triplex, yeah.
Yeah.
This is basically what client is, proposing to be built on the property. 2-story building, no basement, about 32 feet high, and there are patios to the back, about 6 feet sticking out of the perimeter of the building. 1-car garage is being set up by the drivers directly tied to West River Styx Road, and the Unit A, we call this leftmost, or looking at the road rightmost, unit is gonna be served by the side garage or side entry garage. I can go back to the proposed.
So you have six off-site parking, you have 6 sites parking spots on the property, correct?
We have 6 parking spots, we have 3 garages and 3 drivers in front. As needed. So as I said before, this is the side access to the building and driveway access to the building to Unit A. And common driveway for 2 garages, each belonging to 1 unit, Unit B and C. The proposed building will be served by water main. And I hear that the applicant has secured the permit from the local water company to extend the 6-inch water main presently being located within the River Styx Road and extended about 200 feet, maybe 300 feet along the entire frontage of the property, and ended with a hydrant, and they should serve not just the property, but also safety, I would say, of the surrounding residential dwellings. Each unit will have its own connection line, as we said before. We're gonna try follow the same principle of a sewage discharge, meaning all 3 units will be tied into the 1 main manifold into the pit and then pumped into the force main, presently also located within the West River Styx Road right away. As far as heating, there'll be propane, most likely. Again, I hear from my client that there is a plan of providing a natural gas in the area, so obviously they would hop on it right away. So it's the best.
So, I mean, not to, just so I understand, the extension of the water line for this project, the implication that you had was that it could benefit everybody in the.
That's true, absolutely.
Well, it'd be a fire
I forgot
hydrant,
to
there'd be a
emphasize
fire
that.
hydrant there at the
Yeah,
end, so
yes.
yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And you're
We'll be ready for
moving the grinder pump, you're gonna move it a little further away, or it's going to a
The
different
Granite Park
location?
will be pretty much at the same location, but it's, far enough from the road.
I noted in the engineer's report that we received, there's a question about the public drainage easement along the northeast of the property along the neighboring lot 11. Can you address that?
Yeah, I think that the report is talking about this line discharging the storm sewer along our property, northerly line into the lake. That presently is not within any easement. The easement doesn't exist, but the client is such obviously willing to provide the easement for the public.
Okay, there was a question about the refuse and recyclables. Is there anything that we discussed on this?
No, I have not discussed anything like that with you, but Mr. Brennan mentioned something about internal.
Okay.
collection.
We're gonna get in that minute. I'll Mr. Howard testify as to the plans, the architectural plans by Mr. Brennan. Just want to see elevations and top of pipe calculations for utility crossing of proposed sanitary sewer and existing stormwater conveyance. I know you may have addressed that, but I just want to double check. It says 0.4.9 in the report, page 3. I just handed it to you moments ago, so we want to make sure.
There's no proposed changes in drainage.
No,
It's
there's no- yeah.
all existing.
That's what I thought. Everything's existing, right?
It'll
So,
just be, they'll be by force main on the
It's all low
sanitary
pressure.
discharge will be low pressure.
Yep.
So you could address it through plumbing.
okay. I have some more questions, Mr. Howard. I don't know if you have any more questions on my engineer. I wanted to.
Just a question on the dock at the end of the property that belongs to this lot 10. Yes,
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
is that a dock?
Yes,
It's a dock. It belongs to lot 10.
Yes, it is. It does.
And it will be, is it available to the residents? Will that
Yes.
require expansion?
Yes, it is.
So the dock is in
Yeah,
use,
dock
it will be
For the same
resident.
ways it's been forever.
Is it gonna stay that size or you're expanding it?
We're gonna rebuild it because it's on 55-gallon drums filled with.
But there's no expansion.
Same size, same location. right?
Yeah.
It's gonna stay the same,
Yeah,
just.
yeah, we're not, yeah.
Okay.
I think for the purposes of the variances, the plan show comparison of the R1 zone. The application is in the B zone, so I appreciate providing the R1 zone, so we have a comparable residential standard, but the variances from the board will be granted against the B1 zone. Specifically, lot coverage is identified on the plans as a variance in the R1 zone. It is not a variance in the B1 zone. But I believe we have perhaps a side yard or another variance into that. So
Side yard setback.
That's for the B1.
for the B1, right, so.
I believe we comply even with B1 and you said that 65% of the impervious
10
surface
feet
coverage.
now, so I think we're fine there.
You got 16 over there, so you're.
Okay, so the building envelope on the plan, the dotted line envelope of the setbacks is the R1 zoning. But there are no other triggered variances.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, and then we picked up, did you also on the maximum height of the building?
32.5, we propose 35 or 2-story, it's required.
Okay, so
That's
just
both,
as,
that's the same.
yeah, as that's all submitted through, there's enough room there.
Yeah,
But for tolerances, but the calculation's done from 6 feet out around the building, so
Well, I mean, I don't do that, but
if we have the information.
I mean, that's flat, that property's flat
so
on the board, so. there's
Right,
no-
so I think we've got enough room there. There's no potential variance there. Right, as was presented on the plans, there was a variance on lot coverage that is not needed, so I just want to make sure the board understood.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have a couple of things I need to wrap up with Mr. Howard,
Go right
so.
ahead.
Rich, one of the question was, I know that you retained Mr. Brennan. I think we submitted these plans. And this is the proposal for each of the units. This is the first floor. And then there's a second floor. All basically the same, am I correct?
Correct.
I believe that the first floor unit was 1,500 square feet. The second one was 1,470. Third one 1,442. So basically just saying, what kind of material do you intend to, I know we showed a picture of it, what kind of building material do you plan to use there? Do you have a plan?
I don't know, let me look at the plan.
Here it is right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's it.
all right, good, we covered that. What's the color of that, by the way? Any idea, or just gonna?
Actually, we're leaning towards gray with the black
Shutters?
windows and trim, you know,
Highlights.
Looks good.
the new movement.
Let's see.
Looks good.
Recycling and thing is gonna be internal?
Well, it's the way.
I think that's
done right
municipal.
now.
I mean, that was
Yeah,
just, you put your
municipal.
garbage out like
Pick up,
everybody
yeah.
else. puts
Right,
theirs,
but-
it's all-
Yeah, it'll be curbside.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a-
a-
I think
No,
that's
it's not private. It's-
No.
It's a non-issue.
Yeah,
The tree removal, they're ash trees.
yeah, they gotta go. They're dead.
There was a couple monsters over
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
I see you got some landscaping on the plan, right? A couple
Oh,
trees
yeah.
here and there.
I think we've covered the comments.
We'll doll it up.
Yeah,
I'm satisfied.
I think we covered the comments that were made in the
Oh, I had one
report.
question on the thing.
Yeah.
To video the sewer, it's a low pressure line, so we really can't video that. There was a comment,
Yeah,
it's not a gravity, yeah.
yeah, it's in there. Yeah, good.
Don't gotta push too far.
No.
Okay.
That's your line.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Mr. Holmes answered some of the questions I wanted to just complete
Oh,
with
okay.
regard to the
Yeah,
memo
no
we
problem.
received.
And again, just for clarity, I don't mean to fixate on the water pipe, but that's really part of the whole project. It's not,
Correct.
we
Yeah.
hope to.
Yes,
It
and that
it
was-
has to be there.
Yeah, and it was submitted to Mr. Ruff.
Yeah, that's all at his expense,
Yeah.
extending that water main for the town.
Yeah,
put
that
a
would be very
hydrant
nice for the community.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it's gonna be definitely very nice for the area.
Yeah.
Definite improvement.
All right, any more questions of the applicant?
Huh?
No? Seeing none, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application?
sorry.
Go ahead. Yes, Wyman?
Testimony about to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes,
Your name, sir?
James O'Rourke.
James O'Rourke.
I didn't have much time on this one, so I have to go off the prompter. This application proposes a 3-unit townhouse in a B1 business zone where residential use, especially multifamily, are not permitted. This is a D1 use variance request for prohibited use, and the permitted modification or improvement. The burden of proof is substantial under NJSAA 4055D 70D, and it has not been met by the applicant. The applicant's presentation seems to imply that the project is beneficial to the community, and you all seem to agree. But under New Jersey law, market rate townhouses are not inherently beneficial uses. The classification reserved for uses like schools, hospitals, and group homes that serve the public welfare by definition. This project must meet the full legal burden, not benefit from reduced scrutiny. The applicant's description: demolish existing 3 units and construct a new three-family home and consolidate into one complete building, is misleading and disingenuous. It gives the appearance of a minor upgrade or consolidation, when in reality, this is new construction and prohibited multifamily dwelling in a commercial zone, which, if I'm not mistaken, this is not even a true R1. Multifamily townhouses are classified as R1A, if I'm not mistaken, which is a bit even more in depth. Prior non-conforming or illegal conditions cannot justify a new use that directly conflicts with current zoning. The applicant has not shown that this site is particularly suited for the residential development. There is no evidence of hardship, unique physical conditions, or planning rationale that justifies residential use over the commercial purpose defined for this zone. Allowing this would weaken the integrity of the B1 zone, which is intended to support retail and commercial development. It sets a precedent that would invite further conversation in business districts and residential enclaves, which may reduce commercial tax revenue, limit space for local businesses, and conflict long-term planning and objectives. This board is not tasked with the decision which use is more visually appealing or seemingly low impact. Its duty is to apply the zoning ordinance unless the applicant has proven the legal criteria is met. In this case, they clearly have not. Granting this variance based on subjective improvements or misleading framing would erode public confidence in the zoning process. I would respectfully urge the board to deny the application based on the legal standards and the facts presented. So that was off prompter. So my understanding, zoning came about, I don't know, 50s, 60s, way before my time. And I'd imagine at some point in time, there was a representation of officials within the township that all sat down together and they drew up the zoning map for a backcom. I'd imagine that they had this area zoned B1 for a particular reason. All right. So now, fast forward, all right, which is actually the main reason that I moved into this town. When I first read the River Styx redevelopment zoning plan back in early 10s, 11s, whatever it was, which actually intrigued my wanting to be in this area, and ultimately is what drew me to the area. Seeing the news and the press of Green Tree and the River Styx redevelopment, the zoning, and all these big plans, and the streetscaping, it was going to be beautiful. I, in my mind, envisioned like a downtown Lake Mohawk, for instance, but honestly nicer because the River Styx Cove, in my opinion, maybe it's biased, it's the most beautiful part of the whole lake. So now, fast forward even more. Again, the town continues to throw money at further redevelopment planning, going down the corridors and whatnot. And it is truly a vision, in my opinion, that should be met one day. Because let's face it, apart from the housing crisis, and honestly, if I were going to argue that this is a good thing for the community, I would have argued against the housing crisis, seeing as that this is a good thing, you get people in and it creates more housing. Although I don't think necessarily lakefront townhouses are, the solution to the problem, but I think that probably would have been a better argument there. In my opinion, this particular area, all right, should continue to be kept and developed into commercial. You develop the commercial and you build up the area and you make it nice, it then draws people in, which then, in my opinion, would then create more want to be in the area and then drive potentially more residential growth around the area. The lake is slowly devolving into the $1 million mansions around the lake and everyone else. I'm sure you're well aware, but we see some major headwinds here. If we continue
Major what, sir?
Headwinds.
Headwinds.
If we continue to just set this type of precedent and do away, especially with commercial zoning or retail zoning, we're never going to see that vision. What is particularly curious for me is that I heard the name Green Tree, and just for quick clarification, because I should probably know what page this is on in the developers agreement by now. So Green Tree had the developers agreement with the Brooklyn at Lake Point Association that they needed to deliver upwards of 25 spaces. There were 8 or some spaces that were developed with the building. They were delinquent much more than 2 spaces if you do the quick math. So then that is what triggered the development of the school parking lot. So while there is extra parking in that parking lot, that per the developer's agreement, the developer is able to bank the extra spaces and use towards further development. And although I think the village, you've done a great job with there, although I'm sure that the applicant and Village Marina, they're related by marriage, in-laws, whatever, I don't think that those spaces could be necessarily banked towards the marina. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's just curious that, this particular unit up until just recently, last year, was deeded under Green Tree, but that's since changed. It's not Green Tree anymore, which again is a bit concerning to me because you know, Green Tree was supposed to be the shepherd of bringing in the River Styx redevelopment zone. When you look at, you know, the monopoly pieces on the board, you know, and you see that, you know, the applicant has his hands on various pieces, unfortunately, he doesn't have the full strip to build the hotels, but when he has various pieces on the puzzle board, there's a couple in between pieces, and it's concerning to me that instead of trying to focus the efforts and continue with the vision of doing the River Styx redevelopment zone, when in fact there's probably more beneficial gain, especially from, you know, the tax incentives and whatnot. And I mean, look at all the developers right now. The developers are making money hand over fist. I mean, it's just insane. It's concerning that given the time when development is most needed, we haven't focused our efforts where they should be focused. Now we're trying to backtrack and turn what should be a commercial space into more residential. And this is not being done for the community benefit. This is being done solely for one person, the benefit of one person. From the technical aspect, I didn't have much time in the plans, but even when you look at the application looks at, you know, disturbance area, like 4,800 or 4,800 square feet. If you just take the square footage on the silt fence alone, it calculates out to like 13,000 and change square feet. No, it's just very disingenuous. And I'd imagine that kept it under the 5,000 because obviously with the soil erosion trigger. You know, and then going into the planning, you know, on the civil, when you take a look at the, you know, the tap, which would be great. I would love to see obviously another fire hydrant down there. You know, but like, you know, it would be nice to see the pavement plan. You know, I'd imagine that they're going to trench down the line. Maybe it would be a good opportunity to refurbish the left side of River Styx because West River Styx, because only the right side was done. And also in this building in particular, I know there was questions about trash, but here we have a townhouse. Is this townhouse going to have an HOA? You have, you know, it has a single service water, it has a single service with the sewer. So now are we going to get into another HOA building? Or is this building actually going to be just another rental property? Which again, honestly, guys, we don't need any more of that in the town. That's a big debate and conflict right there. So I appreciate your time, board. Thank you.
Mr. O'Rourke, would
Yes.
you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Oh, sure. Hopefully I have the answers.
First of all, sir, where do you live?
I live at 5 West River Styx, the building across the street.
Okay, let me ask you, other than quoting out of the MUL, what is your number one concern with this new structure? What is your greatest negative issue?
Seeing as that the applicant owns.
To you?
To me, seeing as that the applicant owns more land than not in that particular area, this is just going to be a snowball effect. There are plenty of opportunities that he has to develop along this corridor, probably for even more financial gain. Why here? Doesn't make any sense. So that's my, it's just, it will continue. My concern is that it's going to continue to snowball. And let's just say the applicant one day says, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to see this. I want to walk away, sell everything. Then all of a sudden, anyone can just come back after they buy the property and they can come before you guys and be like, hey, listen, you gave it to this guy. How are you going to tell me no?
I just want to let you know that area has been residential since the beginning of time.
Before I'd imagine that the powers to be at the time when, you know, zoning became prevalent. Yeah, I'd imagine, well, correct, yes, it was residential, but when people sat down, I guess they had a vision and that was going to be their vision for the area.
And you're saying it should not be residential, it should be commercial? That particular, this particular issue, this particular residence or construction?
Am I saying it should not be residential? I'm saying it should adhere to the current zoning, where yes, that would then imply that I would particularly like to see it to be commercial, yes.
Okay, so that is your number one argument, right, sir?
Yes, yeah, you could say that, correct.
I'm asking you.
I mean, if you boil it down that way, yes, I would like to see the corridor be developed as was intended, correct.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just
Okay.
a question. I know for me, when you had said you're kind of focusing on things looking nicer, would you say that what was presented here structurally and with the infrastructure improvements is better than what would currently exist untouched?
So while the perception might be that I'm like anti anything that.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
you know.
I'll paint the table. While the perception might be that I'm like anti, the applicant like doing any type of, changes. I would actually argue I'm more so for it. I fought tooth and nail in order to get the parking lot put in. Primarily because of the exposure for my association, but also because it is part of the greater plan. You need space for people to come and people to park in order then to drive the businesses in the area. So yes, while, listen, I'm sure it's gonna be nice. Brian's a decent architect. The applicant, he made good on the parking lot. The parking lot looks great. But the reality is that that's not what its use is. So yes, I wish everything would get knocked down and develop it all at the same time. That's the main reason that I moved into the area. That's the main reason that I believe in this town. It's a beautiful area. We need this. We need this for the town to continue to thrive and grow. If you strangle all of the commercial or the potential for commercial in this area, who's really going to come into it?
I don't
Honestly.
think commercial is viable here. Every time somebody tries to do something, they fail. Residential seems to be the only thing that works here. This doesn't look 1,000 times better than what's there now?
So since the parking lot has come in, the ice cream place has been doing phenomenal. I don't know if you guys have been there, it's doing great. Another one of the retail units sold. I believe there's gonna be more retail going in down there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. So while I understand what you're saying, I don't think I necessarily agree. Given your argument that you could put anything there and it would look nicer that's there, but again, its intended use was not supposed to be for residential. That whole strip was supposed to be for commercial.
And you're basing that on the current zoning?
The current zoning map, correct.
Okay,
Okay. Sid?
Thank you.
thank you for your input.
Any other comments from the public on this application? Seeing none, I'll close it to the public and bring it back to the board for a motion.
I'd like to make a, sorry.
That's fine.
Where are you on this right now?
I just wanted to clarify that the only issue that I had with that, it's not a townhouse. It's just not, that's it.
All right, Andy, what were you saying?
I'd like to make a motion to press forward with the construction.
I'll second it.
To press forward with.
Go forward, yes. Approval, sorry.
Okay.
Just gotta
is that-
comply, whatever's in,
Is
right,
that, is
whatever
that,
the
is
hell
that,
you're
is
gonna-
that the use variance and the site plan approval?
Yes,
okay?
Yep.
We have a motion and a second.
Rossi, Mr.
Sorry, good.
Okay, Mr. Diamond,
yes.
Ms. Crock. Yes. I'm sorry, yes,
That's what I wanted to know.
Mr. Maslowski,
Yes.
Mr. Rossi,
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow, sorry, Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, next item on the agenda is a work session, NVR Incorporated CO Nick Cassie, 246 Lakeside Boulevard. Applicant is seeking feedback and support on borough ordinances as they relate to the preliminary concept plan for proposed townhouse community. Concept plan encompasses approximately 6 acres, identified as blocks 601, lot 10, 11, and 14. I feel we don't have to get sworn in. This is just work session.
This is informal. We don't take testimony. We just listen to you. We don't mark exhibits, anything like that.
Thank you so much.
Single wide. So so. I also brought reduced copies for the board if you'd like. I printed them out already. Oh, okay, great.
You have a larger copy?
I have the larger one here and then I have an 11 by 17. If that's
I'll take the
more.
11 by 17 if you have an
So
extra.
will I.
Make that two, please.
Sure, this is the one showing us the steep slopes, which is really
For
kind
those
of.
of us who are losing our sight.
And then here's a pretty one with
I
kind of
said.
the product that we're looking
Yes.
at. Oh, look at you guys.
It's a much nicer.
This is
There you
just
go,
for
Judy.
discussion,
Yeah.
we're soliciting
I appreciate
comments from the board
larger
members.
Oh, no.
and color.
The color looks nice, right?
Always go color.
Good evening, everyone. Brittany Arcee, I'm with Fuller Engineering.
I'm sorry, ma'am, again. What was your name?
Brittany Arcee, I'm with Fuller Engineering. My client Nick.
Ryan Holmes.
What we're looking for today is not necessarily anything so much as zoning or overall layout, it was really just some technical clarification, looking for the board's thoughts and specifically from an engineering point of view on some of the more technical items, the steep slopes that are on this property. I know there's a steep slope ordinance and some restrictions within the town, so we wanted to get an idea of how the board viewed this, a possible path forward specifically with the steep slopes and some of the work with the Highlands planning, and kind of how we can possibly better lay this out or have access to the full site. As you can see, it's a little bit of a constricted site, so we just really wanted to get some feedback from the town and all of you, how to our best path forward, and if there is a path forward, to be honest.
So what are you proposing there? How many units is your?
70, I thought, correct?
That's what stated 70.
Total 70 dwelling units. So really more so than the dwelling units, as you can see here, is the green area is the flatter slopes, the under 15% sloped area in this, on this property. The yellow here, and then on some of the color ones that were handed out are the sloped areas that land between 15 and 25% slope, which is, as the town says, the steep slopes. And then the red, as you can imagine, is our area at 25 and plus, that is the critical slope. So we have some really great, areas where it would be perfect for development. We can do some beautiful grading and landscaping and lay in some townhomes, but we do have these really tough constraints kind of ordering through here and really cutting off access to the northern portion of the site, which was really what we were looking for some feedback on, given the ordinance and just general constraints, variance relief, and
I mean, I'm looking at that plan. I've walked that property many times. That there's a lot more wetlands than that. I mean, do you agree?
I haven't walked up through there. We would obviously pursue, so there's definitely some DEP constraints here. Bowler did not do the overall layout for the towns. It was proposed by Hauser Engineering, just kind of how it lays out. There's definitely DEP, there's definitely some zoning that we would have to come back to the board and speak on. But when I went over this with Nick and our team and we were looking through it, we really defined some of the sloping and the general land configuration as our first initial hurdle to see if this is something worth kind of pursuing and moving forward with perhaps a better layout, an LOI, freshwater wetlands permitting.
I would
some
get all
general
that
permits.
because, I took this map and like from here back over the hill down there, I mean, there's a small stream that runs through there. I mean, that's, half of this, in my opinion, I'm not an engineer, is unbuildable. It's useless. I mean,
But Bobby, also, are we limited to where we could hook up with the sewers and?
yeah, we don't
water?
even have the allocation,
I
the
don't
sewer
know water.
allocation for.
Well, it's not only that, but traffic,
Well, that's.
traffic on the
So, I mean,
lakeside.
If it's 70 units, you figure 2 cars per unit, that's 140 cars
coming out.
exiting and entering from Lakeside Avenue right past the light crossing over 2 lanes of traffic.
There's a lot of traffic, a lot of accidents happening right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and those are all things, obviously, major
Yeah,
considerations
you got a
going into
lot of
this.
hurdles. There's a
I do.
lot of hurdles here. County approvals, you know,
yes.
like I said, I can't speak for the borough, but I don't even know if there's allocation.
There
Yeah,
isn't.
the wetlands and the sewer are the biggest
Yeah.
issues,
Mhm.
and then, you know, anything dealing with housing, obviously, we have to have the affordable housing conversation where there would have to be set asides for units. I don't, are you envisioning like for sale condo units or rental condo units or
Wow.
combination?
So that's something that Nick can speak on,
Yeah.
again, so kind of why I reached out to Amy and Bill here to request this work session was more when I read your ordinance initially. I panicked a little bit, more so about the steep slope, because if we can't even touch some of that area, there's no sense in going forward with traffic, with an LOI, with reaching out to and setting up a pre-app with the DEP.
Yeah, all that stuff.
And
And you're holding up
It's-
well under interrogation.
thank you.
I just wanted to say, I think anything that would go there would look better than what's there now.
Thank you.
All right, but in consideration, there are definitely all the hurdles that were mentioned already, MSA, water,
Absolutely.
and traffic,
I know we're close to
is-
the intersection.
right?
um,
And the only thing that hasn't been mentioned that I'd like to get an idea of also what it would look like from the roadside. I mean, what type of,
Mhm.
you know, we're gonna see the back of these units, or, I mean, I'd
Yeah.
like to get some idea, because people coming to town, I'd like to get a much more positive visual of Opacan other than a truck lot right now.
And that's something too, that obviously Bowler, if we moved forward with this project with NVR and Ryan Holmes and Nick here, we have a full landscaping and planning and development team, beautiful streetscapes, and all those would be major considerations along with traffic, sewer, and the DEP. But what I really, again, was worried about for them from a constructability standpoint was if even that northern portion of the lot was accessible, is there even an option for a variance through some of that steep slope to allow us to disturb some of it to get to that flatter portion, given the,
I would expect that a portion of these steeper slopes, particularly in the middle of the property in red, are gonna be part of previous disturbances, somewhat man-made, part of some of the areas that are disturbed on the property. So I think from a variance relief perspective, there's a lot of strong engineering arguments without getting into the planning proof of it for why those really are not the intent of the code. And allow for, particularly in the location in the middle of the site, allow for an opportunity to disturb those without holding a mitigation standard against you, so you can access the other portions of the area of the site to develop the site with density. I assume this is the planning area, not the preservation area.
planning, correct?
That still requires an understanding of the environmental constraints under both our code as well as the Highlands considerations. The Highlands, you're gonna run into the Highlands regardless if it's on the site plan or later, because you're gonna be dealing with WQMP amendment, sewer allocation, or creating your own package system, right? So you're gonna see the Highlands and their concerns directly from them, no matter what.
So that was my next kind of, how the
How we
town
evolve,
handles
yes.
everything with the Highlands.
So, regardless of how we choose to handle them.
Mhm.
And I personally choose to take as much of the jurisdiction as I believe is entitled to my municipalities that I represent and me as the engineer in those places. And then let them in based on their Highlands Act. But you're gonna see them directly without our input or involvement on that WQMP side.
Absolutely.
So I think it's probably worth approaching them directly, approach the liaison for the Highlands from our municipality.
Okay.
Speak with them preliminarily about some of those concepts. The wetlands, I appreciate there's probably more than just what we see on the DEP map. You probably know that, you've already put larger constraints on that map.
Yeah, we
what
did
they-
the-
The prior engineer did.
Mhm.
one thing that's gonna help you when you deal with the Highlands and WPMP is that your coordination with the municipality on affordable set-asides for any type of housing delivery and providing UHAC compliance on the type of units that are in affordable and market rate is going to put you in what I would call level ground with the Highlands at a state level of which planning intention takes precedent, the Highlands preservation or the affordable housing considerations. So I think you're on a level ground in those conversations with them, but you're gonna be directly with them on the sewer.
Yeah, we for sure plan on doing affordable housing here. 20% is what we planned on here. And we don't have to intensify the site this much, to be honest. You know, it can go down to 50 total units and it would still make sense for us in the seller. So,
And would you, this is a hard question to answer today, right? But if you have kind of a number in your head, we're looking at 70-ish, talking 50, not holding you any of it, but if we're talking in the 18 to 25% set aside range, do you think that's a sustainable approach for you on, say, 50 units if you drop 20 out of it? Yeah, okay.
our deal structure with our sellers is a sliding scale. So
Okay.
the more we get, the more they get, and that's how.
Understood.
Yeah.
Make considerations for amenity space as you play that out.
Sure.
So that as you have something for both the market rate and the affordable and something on site that makes it more of a campus.
Okay.
I think all those speak towards an opportunity to get through the Highlands disturbance conflicts when you go and seek your sewer. It's good.
And I know it's about 6 acres and on your concept plan, I did think it was dense. And, you know, I was just trying to figure out, you know, if you were really like families, how much green space is here? I'm assuming that when you say you would give up 20 units, it's not to make the existing 50 bigger, but to change the space into areas for family to play, things like that, not just make the existing footprint bigger for whoever's left.
No, we would let Bowler help us, advise us, let the current environmental constraints dictate the site plan. So we would stay far away from the wetlands, stay far away from the steep slope areas that we have to.
But then those are not play areas. So going back to when you're figuring even at 50 units, that's 100, say 2.5 people in a family unit. You know, where do kids go to play on your property?
We'll have room for a little playground and some walking trails and.
Yeah, but what's that?
That is something that so again, this was a concept that was done for MVR and then brought to us, and we really did more of an environmental deep dive and kind of where this started, but, and again, the mapping was pulled from just our standard DEP mapping. I went through their data miner to find some old LOIs. There was some habitat on here, which is why we gave it a little bit more of a generous buffer. And, you know, if this proceeds forward and it feels favorable to Nick and his team, then it's something that we definitely look into. We always block in space for green space and amenities, playgrounds, clubhouses, and knowing that this is still very much in its infancy and we're moving forward, we're gonna have to consider the new stormwater regulations that are coming down the pike for next year. A lot of green space, we're gonna have to do a lot of reduction, bioretention, treating the water and making it very favorable GI and green. So those are all things that were absolutely taken into consideration.
About 11 months.
I know, I'm
Yeah,
panicking. All of our developers are sweating a little bit, right? Yeah.
So even if it goes through in early January, you're gonna have 180 days to get that completeness at DEP.
Yeah.
So that's gonna put you out in June, July for technical completeness. I think, I mean, you're
It's
you're
tight.
feeling it,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Everybody's feeling it, everybody's knocking right now, but think about that density conversation. You're gonna have a site-wide density. And then I would have in your back pocket at all times an understanding of what your density is outside the constraints.
Okay.
Right, so if, in other words, if you were to dedicate the 3 acres of the rear in constraints to conservation, what would the effective density be on the development proportion? I think that's gonna help you when you're fully vetted and you come to the board as an application, but I think it's also gonna help you with the other agencies as you kind of weigh the scale, so to speak, on those encroachments.
Absolutely, and that was, just some of the overall disturbance and layout is really gonna be a factor of kind of
Yeah.
how this lays in. One of the things, we had got a lot of conflicting information from either the state mapping, town, regional MUA on some of the sewer connections. Is it in a sewer service? Is it in a water area? Everything was a little bit conflicting. So we know there's definitely an uphill battle and a much heavier due diligence, but we wanted to kind of start the conversation with the town and see how things laid in. Obviously, a lot of things to consider, but more so in terms of disturbing this, setting this up appropriately for them to lay in something prettier and come back to the town with a better plan, taking into consideration the traffic, the green space and the density.
I mean, the wetlands to me, I mean, I know that property. pretty. This is what's, in my opinion, this is what's usable, this is not, and I come up with about 25 units that you could fit in there, I think, without, and then you just leave that whole back thing, green space or open space or whatever you wanna call it, wetlands,
Yeah.
So that's just, I think anything more than that, going back over that hill too far, it's wet. I mean, you can call it what you want, there's skunk cabbage going there.
That's probably-
Yeah.
that's
I know what
probably
it
the
is.
best-
I
the best
agree.
use of your money up front. It's gonna be the level delineation. Cause you're gonna have to run into it at some point. You'd hate to get too far down the road on 70 units when it winds up being 40 or 25 because of that.
And I already have a proposal to him for a DEP pre-app, so that's coming, I promise. But like, I haven't, I'm not going hiking through the property anytime soon. I did a
Any
little
reason why
drive
not?
by, but yeah.
You're not one of those like
It's my white shoes, yeah. So I did not get too far into really see that. We know, and the mapping is inconsistent, some of the last mapping from DEP is 2018, so that cabbage probably, and the wetlands.
It's flourishing.
Yeah.
I know this property has come up, so I'm just gonna,
Is what?
this property issue has come up and different ways it could be applied. What is, I guess, just for my own edification, the reason that you just wouldn't want to build a couple nice residential homes there and just make it nice?
Not worth it.
Profit.
It's money.
No
It's
profit.
Simple.
Nobody
can answer
wants
that
to
question.
build simple homes for everyday people in the allotted space that doesn't require you to come to this unpleasant collection of questions.
Nick, yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. Is there a bottom line for you as far as minimum amount of units?
Well, like you said, it's a sliding scale, so if we can get 25, well, then you're not paying what you're paying right now for the property, proposing 70.
I don't know if it's that low.
Well, that's
You're not
good.
getting the profit either.
Yeah, it's, we don't care about the profit. I don't think the seller would. sell.
Excuse me, wait. I just want to know if I misheard you.
We're a public traded company, of course, we care about profit. However,
Sorry.
the
had to
seller
jump on
probably won't sell it to us if it goes below a certain limit.
Well, he's gonna have, I mean, listen, none of my business how they, but when people keep coming here and getting the same feedback, well, obviously you're gonna have, somebody's gonna have to adjust something somewhere because, we can all shoot for the stars, but you're not gonna get it. This is what it's
The
gonna,
owner,
this is
feel
what
free to
it's
be my advocate.
gonna. Well, listen, you're gonna just go back and say, hey, we can't do this.
This has been before us at least 3 times that he and I know of, at least
But the
3.
approach has always been, let's make it as dense as possible versus rethinking it. What can we do to make it as nice as possible without having so many variances? And I just can't understand. You guys build residential homes, right?
Ryan Holmes isn't interested in doing a 25 lot, a 25, I mean, they're big, correct?
Big company.
25 is, I mean, unless you're down on the waterfront, Hoboken or somewhere.
Then it'd be worth it.
No, but
Then
it's just a
it'll be
different
3 million
way of
apiece.
approaching the problem. Everybody who comes
hometown.
with these densely, it's always traffic, water
There's something like
availability, wetlands. But in the available space, you may not be building as much, but could you build it as, if you walk away making more money than less Is that always, is that a
I mean,
bad
that's,
thing? I
that's
don't
New
know.
Jersey, that's development. That's just the way it is.
So we all
Well,
wanna
and I
make as
think
much as
for
we can.
the municipality, right, we just went through our affordable housing program analysis, we looked at what our. Yeah, I guess exposure is based on our resources, and at some point. It's inevitable we have to participate with creating new housing, we have to provide the opportunities in zoning and other things. So. Looking at larger tracts of land with capable developers to provide those units in certain bulk groupings provides an offset benefit to us as a whole, as a borough, to meeting X amount of units as 20% of some number here to
Okay.
get us on the board with,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah,
with
I
that whole
understand that.
process.
Yeah.
So there is, when we're talking about density developments like this, I think there's a lot to be said for the value of that set aside being an appropriate percentage. Which, you know, someone like Ryan Holmes is the right partner that can provide that 2022, you know, somewhere in that sliding 18 to 25, as I said, you know, we're all kind of playing that game in that range. There are others, especially if you cut this site and say half, that a different developer wouldn't be in a position to be able to have a conversation about affordables. Let alone, so, you know, I think.
Yeah, I see your
That's
point.
why it's worth having concept development discussions with them now. They can formulate some things, they can come back with an application, they can come back and speak with the borough about affordable housing partnerships, what's in our plan and where it would align with them. And then, you know, by the time it gets to this board, it can be a much more comprehensive vision that's specifically beneficial to the borough.
Sounds like the suggestion is to check out the wetlands, that's what.
That's the first steps, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But there's many steps along the way, also
Absolutely.
with sewer, water, access.
Traffic.
What is your
Good
water
quality.
access? It's like to public water. Are you assuming an extension of 1,000+ feet or?
I haven't
Not looked
dove,
at that far yet.
no, we haven't, like I said, we really, we're in the infancy stages with this, and more so now knowing that some of these, the sloped areas are kind of man-made, they're probably pushed back, I guess, because there's like truck parking and stuff there.
Yeah.
And knowing that there is a possible path forward to
I mean, that
ask
whole
for
section in
that.
the middle, I would consider that a necessity to access any developable lands behind it.
Yes, and that was my main, my main concern before, you know, I had wetland flagging and everything else done and some of that, and also there's, you know, it's scattered throughout the rest of the site too. So one of and constructability for them as well, that has to work for them from a construction point of view. We don't want to put a retaining wall on the entire site. That would not be nice from the street either, so that was a main concern, coming here and reaching out, and also just kind of how your partnership and everything is working with Highlands
We
Planning.
would love for you to build something beautiful there with, as long as you can overcome all those issues.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot, but that's a development in New Jersey, right? There's no pretty flat sites left with.
Are you also then having, because it seems like there are a number of different levels of government that's going to be involved in this, because like the road is county, right?
Yes,
Both-
607.
We have no input there, and the
It's actually on
state.
two county roads.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and the state is wetlands, right, as
Yep,
the state?
Highlands.
So any one of those pieces are going to, you know, be unpredictable, I would imagine.
There's many, I mean,
There's a lot,
the
yeah.
wetlands is the first, I mean, how much of that property can you actually use? And is it feasible to even move forward? I mean, if you get that and you say, okay, well, I can get this many, well, let me try to take it to the next step. You know how it works. I mean,
Absolutely.
so I don't know if you got enough information out of us to.
Oh,
Well, I do, but
just the
we-
one question, it may have been answered, but I didn't catch it.
Just one question?
One last question. Are these rental properties or townhomes?
No,
that
this would
you're-
be for sale.
For sale homes? Okay.
Brian doesn't rent, right?
Okay, I don't know.
And you'd be comfortable in what have discussion, like, so you have considerations in are coming out.
Yes.
for-
It's all over the state.
Somebody calm Judy down.
Because the for
We
sale
actually don't even fight
affordable
it.
housing are
Yeah,
more
yeah.
of a pain in the ass than
If you were to fight it, you would have fought it before it went
You know what, you know.
They can still meet the.
Well, like we always like to start
Yeah.
with the township, right? You know, we know DEP is an uphill battle. Nick called me and I've said, no, thank you, but we know, but you live here and you drive by the site every day. So the town is always, at least from my point of view, when we start something like this, the first stop before
Yeah.
we kind of go to anything else to get
Alright.
everyone's idea. If you're like, we like trucks, I don't want a house there, then, you know, we're not even gonna bother, but.
Well, welcome to the gateway of Sussex County.
All right, what do you think? Good?
Yeah, no, that was really, again, the feedback was really great and very, very helpful, so I appreciate it. Especially, you know, today was my first kind of drive-by and laying it out to really understand kind of the topography and knowing the next steps, so we
But if
appreciate
you
your
really
time.
want to appreciate the traffic, you know, you
Saturday
get a
morning.
beach chair,
Saturday
you sit
morning.
there at 8 a.m. that
Earlier.
way and 4
Just-
o'clock that way.
Just to throw a statistic,
golf
there's over
cart trying to get out.
24,000 cars that go by there every 24 hours.
Wow.
It's probably around 27,000 cars.
That's why I sub out our traffic.
Why I know that number, I don't.
That sounds like Atlantic traffic's problem and not Fuller Engineering's problem.
That's how much traffic, I mean,
Wow,
it's an incredibly high,
the high volume.
and that's, yeah.
And that's why, again, it's important to.
That's why you don't
consider
leave
too.
on the weekends, you just stay in house.
When Bergen counts, not, it's about the same. Yeah, I don't leave for multiple reasons, except on Sundays. Yes, we can't.
Would you like these back?
All right.
No, by all means, they're, you know, sorry for killing some extra trees. I can recycle them if you'd like.
I got it.
All right, I'm glad we could give you a little direction.
Yes, absolutely. No, very helpful. Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is, that's it, Judy. What do we got?
Motion.
Oh, we gotta open the meeting.
I am, like I said, just kind of.
Anybody from the public have any comments for the board? No, seeing none, I'll close it to the public, bring it back, and wait for a motion. to adjourn.
To adjourn, motion to
Good job, Judy.
Second.
third.
Thanks for showing up.